Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh, man. Oh, my Lanta. Hi, guys. My name's Jonny Manganello, and I am here for the Big Brother 17 after show on AFTERBUZZ TV. You guys, please tweet at us all night long.
All night long.
All night long. Keep me up. I'll have my notifications on at hashtag ABTV Big Brother. I have a beautiful panel that you guys are giggle geese.
We're giggle geese.
Giggle geese, giggle gooses. You guys want to introduce your beautiful faces?
I do, just my face though. My name is Lauren Lograsso. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at LoloLogro and Facebook.com/Lauren Lograsso.
And I'm James Lott Jr. You can find me at Black Hope LA on Twitter, and that's BLAKHOPELA.
Great. And you can find me at Jonny Mangs or on johnmanganello.com.
Ooh. Sounds like a very luxurious website.
It is. I sell jacuzzis, high-end jacuzzis on this website.
Manganello brand jacuzzi. It's always a very big hit.
And Egyptian cotton sheets.
All right.
Ooh, I love it.
wonder if they're sleeping on those in the big bro house.
They better be. I need the business. So you guys, we had a really crazy week. I feel like every week on BB17 is crazy.
Yes.
I love this season. And I love this week.
This show makes me so happy.
She's not kidding,
I'm
guys.
not kidding. It's such a feel-good show, you guys.
Tell them what you just said to me about it.
I apologize to Jonny because he has been. I watched it one season before this, but he has been begging me for years to get involved with this show.
Did you want to watch Big Brother?
Yes, I do. I get sad when every episode is over, and this is just. I feel like it's the best kept secret in America. Like, of course, all the super fans know, but I want to be an ambassador for Big Brother across the nation and beyond. I'm not kidding. This show is so.
I believe you. I'm sold.
James Lott Jr.,
Yes.
you a fan of this season, the show?
So far, yes. The season has given us some good surprises early on. Because I watched the show, I'm kind of analyzing at the same time.
Yeah.
Before I was a host of Big Brother AfterBuzz.
Yes.
You know how that is. And so I watched it with 2 eyes. Well, no. I watched it with 4 eyes.
Yeah,
I watched it with many eyes.
How many eyes do you watch it with now?
I think 8.
Why?
8 or 9.
Because you watch each episode twice?
Yes.
Twice and a half, that's the math. Or twice and a quarter.
But no, this show is always my guilty pleasure. It's something that I, every summer, look forward to, just like, June gloom in L.A. I look forward to Big Brother starting in June. It starts every June.
All right, so you guys, we should just jump right into this week.
Right in.
Yes.
Sorry, that was a little jarring. I just pulled up our episode and I saw myself on the screen and it looked like me right now and I'm like, how is this happening? I'm like, oh yeah, there's cameras here. Okay, I'm an idiot.
This is not just a living room. We're fine. We're in the studio.
So let's start with last week when we had the HOHs crowned, both Austin and Vanessa.
Yes.
You and I, James, made some predictions that were way off.
Completely.
We thought they were going to attack Shelley and
Clay.
Clay.
Obviously did not happen.
The opposite, actually.
No, they formed an alliance, which happened on Sunday night, called the Sixth Sense Alliance. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, Sunday. I subtitled Sunday as the Julia Liz show and all the J names. There's so many J names.
Well, because
Sunday getting involved.
Sunday was a big week with the twin twists because it was the first time that Julia/Liz, or as they're calling her, Lizia.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say the other thing.
Yeah, there's another possibility.
I have a rant, but you go ahead. I have a rant.
So Lizia confesses that Lizia is a twin, and she confesses to Vanessa, who is HOH, thinking, I better tell her now so I can be upfront with the HOH. And it was a good thing she did that because they formed that alliance.
Which is great for those girls.
And in the alliance is not just Liz and Julia, but also Vanessa, Clay, Shelley, and Austin.
Yes.
It's a powerhouse.
Actually, it is. Which happens on this show many times, a lot of times. Though. So I'm really curious to see how long this will last, though.
Well, their intention, obviously, is to bring the 6 of them to the end.
Well, Oh yeah, final six.
They
right.
did say that.
They said at least
Yeah.
get people in the jury house or whatever, and then finally, then whatever. So what killed me was that at first Austin was clueless. At first, they were talking about it in front of him. He was like, "What are you talking about?"
About them being twins?
Yes. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
They're like, "You weren't just in the room. We're talking about the twin thing." He's like, and I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, and he's like, wait, what's the matter that she has a twin?
Right. It's
Oh,
like,
because she's playing the game. Got it. Okay.
exactly. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, "Oh, Austin."
I mean,
Oh,
Austin,
He
he's our
talks a good
AfterBuzz
game.
brother,
Yeah,
but
God
Yes, he
bless.
is.
You know, like we know he's a super fan as well. That's wonderful. His head's in the game, but he talks a good game. But I don't think he knows what's really going on most of the time.
I'm on the chat row right now, and Andy Arias
Yeah.
says the twins are going to be very dangerous in all caps.
Well, right, because we were talking actually to another AfterBuzzer who used to do the show, Roxy Stryer. A lot of you guys love her,
Yes.
and she was saying if those two make it past the 5th week, they are always going to stick together.
Yes.
Nothing
Yeah,
will
of
break them
course.
apart.
Yes, but as I said to Roxy, I think they're going to have someone come back regardless because they did that last
Do you think
season.
they're going to have another person come back, or are you just saying like another twin could have come back?
No, not another twin. They're going to have someone from jury come back, would be my guess, because the way the weeks lay out, there's enough weeks that you need someone to come back.
Well, of course.
Okay.
For drama, too.
They don't do it every season, but they've done it in, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 seasons at this point. But, you know, maybe they wouldn't have any. Maybe it would be like just an extra week or a free week. I don't know. Or maybe they'd have the finale earlier. I don't know.
Or like an extra week because, like, once the twins come together, they give them like a reprieve, like just another kind of.
They
like,
give them a big party.
kind of really right.
And how funny was it that at no point this week was Audrey's name ever a possibility for a replacement? Was
No.
Audrey ever a possibility? I just thought that was crazy.
Okay, I have a rant.
Yeah,
Please.
please.
I have 2 tonight, but this is my first one regarding this. I am so upset at them describing them as Skinny Liz and Fat Julia,
Yeah.
or Fat Liz and Skinny Julia. Those 2 chicks aren't fat.
No, they're not.
They're not at all, and it's like it's bugging the crap out of me. They're both like Hollywood
Right.
looking. They both are beautiful. Yeah, one's slightly fuller face, but they both are wearing size 2s or 3s.
Right.
And so that's my rant for today.
I'm starting to see the differences a little more, but yeah, certainly
But
one
using
is
the
not
word fat, I'm like
Fat is not the right word.
Exactly.
One has a little bit more booty, like
Yes.
a little bit more
Right.
curvature to
Yes.
her body. But yeah, they're not. No one's fat
No.
here. That's a ridiculous
It's-
statement.
yes, and that's just
they're
kinda-
obviously
that bugs me.
playing it up because it's funny. To
Yeah, I
them,
know.
And they're
But
just
it's
trying
not
to
funny to
fun.
me.
No, I get it. Like we
It's-
don't need to sling that word around anymore.
Yes.
No, in fact, the only fat I use is PHAT.
That's
Yeah.
right. Hey, that's right. I love it. Mhm. But seriously, it's just kind of funny. I know they're trying to identify, but yeah, there are some differences looking at them a little bit because no one's super identical. There's very few
I think
people in
that
the
their
world.
bone structure is actually a little bit different.
A little different
Yeah.
in face stuff, but I'm like, when they keep saying fat and skin, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna bug the crap out of me.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's my rant on
Well,
them.
I appreciate that. I think
Yes.
that's a very nice place
Yes.
to come from.
Thank you.
James.
Yes, thank you.
Later in episode 1 of this season, which I believe was episode 9 of the basically
Maybe of this
episode 9
week.
of this week. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, Jason was saying he doesn't feel safe because he doesn't talk game with Vanessa or Austin, and he wasn't safe because he got nominated, and Meg got nominated, and Meg had like a meltdown when she got nominated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Austin nominated Meg and Jason, Vanessa nominated James, and your buddy Johnny Mac. So Johnny Mac once again.
I love Johnny.
Which
Mac.
I mean, he is completely growing on me. You know, he screams every time he talks.
I
my
think
God.
he is a shining gemstone to this earth. I've completely done a 360. I think he is just the most darling person. I think
I
he's
didn't realize you
hilariously
hated
funny.
him. I'd
No,
forgotten.
we
I
didn't
really
like
hated him in
Yeah,
the
we
first
didn't like him.
episode
Same
because I
here.
think he was just being obnoxious. Maybe he said some sexist things that turned me
Yeah.
off. You know what? This just goes to show you should never judge your first impression because people can
Yeah,
always change.
I agree.
Johnny Mac, he's the love of my Big Brother life.
Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't like him in the beginning either, but now I'm like,
I
okay.
mean, when he talked to the Veto
I know,
necklace,
that's
it
so
doesn't
funny.
get much better than that. I call
know.
it the POV puppet show.
It was hysterical.
He listens there, but he just screams at the TV all the time. It's just
I
so
know.
funny.
Oh, his poor
but
vocal
he's
cords
somebody.
are so
sweet.
We're going to do predictions later, of course, but he's somebody I think is going to go really far. He's really good in this game.
Yeah, he's smart. He's
is really
likable. He's good at competitions.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I think
He's
you
funny.
need to watch him.
So once the nominations were made, a lot of the house thought, "Oh, Audrey's going to get backdoored."
of course.
But the Sixth Sense Alliance did not feel that way.
No.
And then at the end of that 9th episode, Austin was dethroned because Meg and Jason won Battle of the Block with that big foam party, which I thought was a really fun new competition.
Yeah,
I'd never seen that
was
before.
trying to. It was the lost and found thing.
I thought thought it was pretty dangerous, actually. Really?
Okay.
I mean, they couldn't see. It was getting in their eyes. Do you remember one time Johnny and I were in a fake snow machine and they used that foam to put the snow on?
Okay.
We couldn't breathe for like
breathe.
2
Oh, really?
days after that.
Oh, really?
So
Oh,
I got really
You couldn't
concerned.
breathe for 2 days after.
Well, I felt like
oh my gosh.
I felt like smoker's lung,
Yeah.
or what it must feel like because I've never really smoked.
Okay.
But yeah, I was really concerned for them after that.
Oh, funny.
But anyway, they kicked ass.
Well, it's funny that Johnny Mac didn't have to do much because James couldn't do it.
Well, and
Yeah.
and Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp was really excellent in this episode of Big Brother.
Johnny Mac said, "Oh man, like when they tell you gotta throw competition, like, or really they force you to, you say okay." But they struck a deal with him, which I thought was great because Johnny Mac is no Ruth Buzzy. He's not going to be rolled over like a hot roller machine.
You just say Ruth Buzzy. I love it.
That's a line from Hot American Summer, which I'm very excited about.
Oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, about that too.
I actually finally saw that.
I'm not Ruth Buzzy over here.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, it was kind of funny. They did struck a deal with them, and it worked.
The deal was 2 weeks of safety.
Yes.
They won't nominate him. They won't put him up as a replacement nom. And if he is nominated by another HOH, they won't vote for him.
They won't vote for him.
Which actually, like,
Killer deal.
cool.
That's a great deal.
Yeah,
Actually.
great exit package.
And the thing is, with the Battle of the Block, it's
Yeah.
actually not a bad thing to be put up on the block.
Right.
So, because you get safety if you win
Yes.
Battle of the Block. Now, I know Johnny said he'd throw Battle of the Block, but you never know what's going to happen. I didn't think that was a terrible deal that he made. And now
No.
he's safe for 2 weeks.
Well, the thing is about once you get nominated, that's what adding the Battle of the Block to these later seasons. It adds a whole thing of you can get off at some point. Like, you don't have to really worry so much. Like, when Meg got so pissed and upset, I'm like, girl, you can still get off.
chill.
Because there's also a veto competition. I mean, there's so many things that are happening now after you're nominated.
Yeah, you've got 2 chances.
You got 2
to save
chances.
yourself.
Right, you got 2 chances. If you can't save yourself with 2 chances, you need to go home.
Yeah.
That's how I look at
Get
it.
it together.
I'm looking at the chat roll, and we will talk about these things you guys are bringing up. But some of them are dealing with the end of the week. So let's talk now about the middle of the week.
Okay.
And talk about what happened after the Battle of the Block with the veto when Mr. Mac won. So
Yes, he did. Because first of all, it was kind of funny when it came to the picking. And
Yes.
so Vanessa picked Shelley, and then John had HouseGuest choice, and he picked Austin. And then James went in, and it was Audrey. And they were all like, no, not Audrey.
Why?
I couldn't stop laughing. And then this was a Vegas casino party thing. They brought like the dice one, which I love the dice one.
Devin won that last year.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, Devin. Oh, Devin.
Good old Devs.
Oh, Devin.
Dev.
Love him.
So I did like that, and
It looked like so much
it
fun.
just looked fun.
Yeah, I
want one
want
of
to play
those
all
things.
those competitions.
Yeah, except
Only
for
a
the
few.
foam one.
A few. I want to do a few of them. That's what I would do. I would do the dice.
I want to do the alien pole one from the
that
first
was- oh my
one.
God,
Yeah, that
I
was
think
fun.
it looked like fun, and I'd like to see how strong you have to be to hold on.
Yeah. Little Jason.
I know that's he said Jason. It's so funny because he brought this up last time. There are some people they didn't show this week. It's so funny how they just kind of
Steve.
Yeah.
There's no Steve. No.
He was in it for a second of this past episode.
No Jackie.
No
really.
Jackie, no
Jackie.
Becky.
No Becky.
Becky was literally not in it.
No,
Yeah.
she didn't even get called to the diary room this
No.
week. I was listening on the live feeds, and she's like, I haven't been called to the diary room since
Wow.
Devon got sent home. And she's
Wow.
like, I guess I'm not going to be on TV this week.
Wow. But Johnny Mac does have some of the best one-liners and sound bites. He does get on there and just say some of this craziest stuff.
But I felt Devon's presence missing this week.
I know.
Well, she obviously adds a spice to the whole house. I mean, you are never wanting for a sassy one-liner when the lady's around.
We tried to get Devon on the show.
Devon, hear our
on the show.
plea.
I'm still working on it. I have a niece who knows her, so we're trying.
Oh.
We used to do cheer together. So
Got nieces in high places,
Well,
eh?
we're all in Inglewood.
Devon, if you're watching,
Please.
We love you, girl.
tweet
Come
at
on the
us.
show.
I know you just got a Twitter this week.
Yeah.
And she is sassy on Twitter.
Yes, she
Yes, she
is.
is.
She is
Yes,
holding
yes.
nothing back.
I love it. So please come
And-
on. Talk to my niece Haley. Talk to Haley. Come on the show.
Give Haley a jangle.
Give her a
Come
jingle.
on.
Come on. But it's funny. So when the competition was over, and so Johnny Mac won it, Vanessa had a meltdown.
Oh my gosh. Well, because Austin obviously threw
Yes.
it.
And he was lying.
and
He's
bad at acting.
ridiculous. He is so ridiculous. He is so overdramatic, commedia dell'arte, like throwing things. I hate it when people don't believe me.
Right. And like fake, like getting worked up.
And I love that she called him out on it. Like, you must think I'm stupid. You think I didn't see that you did that?
Vanessa, I think, is maybe one of the smartest players
Oh yeah,
this season.
she's got a very high IQ, which shocks me. I'm sorry to say this, but it shocks me that she's working with Austin for that reason.
Yeah.
I don't think he's dumb, but I think he completely lacks common sense. Like, he's very much disconnected from his surroundings and reality.
So unless she really, because she's a poker player, of course, maybe she has a 3-point plan. She's like, okay.
She knows she can control him to
Maybe,
an extent.
maybe.
And maybe in that instant, she knew that her control of him was gone. The control she thought she had dissipated completely because he used his own mind.
He did.
Because that was a smart move for Austin as a single player. Because it put the blame on Vanessa.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I think
he
it would have
threw
been a
it
stupid.
poorly.
He did
Yeah.
poorly. Yeah, I agree
Like
with
he
you.
could have.
Well, he got to the one, like,
And then
15
waited.
seconds
Right,
before
exactly.
Johnny Mac got to the platform.
Right. He could have just gone out of order, turned the dice.
Because he was
obviously wrong way.
deciding as he got to that one that he wanted to throw it. He
But the
said
problem, I know, and I remember that, but the problem is, you make that decision before you go out to decide to play the veto. Like,
no, I agree. It was an emotional and rash
think
decision.
2 steps ahead. Austin is dumb. We're getting on the chat roll.
But it was us that we agree.
I mean, I hate to say it because he's an AfterBuzz
From
host.
AfterBuzz, of course.
I don't think he's dumb. Like I said, I think he lacks common sense, and you can see that. I also think it's so funny how you see, like, Judas is going to have to come out. We never see Judas. It's always just like, Austin with my big muscles.
And it reminds me of, like, when people think they have, like, an inside joke, or they think they have something with someone else, and the other person's like, no, you're the only one who does that.
Or they think
You're
they're, like,
only
the funny one or the life of the party, but they're really kind of like a wallflower.
I totally
just kind of
agree.
playing.
Yeah.
That's exactly the kind of feeling.
No self-awareness.
And he's so just gargantuan.
Yeah.
He stands out. He's just so big and tall. I mean, his can't but stand out.
You're a giant.
You're a giant. A guy like gargantuan.
So now that we're on the, now that we're talking about this episode, I think we can bring up a point that some people on the chat roll are talking about. And this is not a spoiler, but it is something that happened on the live feeds this week, and I don't know if you guys heard about this. But Jeff, and I'll keep this PG, but Jeff was caught doing something gross in bed.
I was going to say the word. Am I allowed to say the word?
I don't know. Let's just say that
he was showing self-love.
he may have been showing self-love. However, it wasn't proven.
Okay.
But Liz was next to him in bed.
Oh.
So TMZ published this article about it, and people on the feed are saying, Jeff is a creepy guy and a womanizer.
Okay, a question. What happens? Do people ever do that? Can they go to the bathroom to do that?
So
what is the protocol for this situation?
Okay.
So there used to be something called the jerk shack, where people would go in.
No.
Yeah. And it was the producers didn't call it that. Right. It was like a toy chest type thing in the backyard where you put the pool floaties, and people would go cram themselves into it and do whatever they wanted to do, because it was the only place they could get away from the cameras. And people have done the deed with another house guest, season 4.
It happened.
There's been some third base in season 9 and season 10, I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey. We're getting down in the BB house.
Because it's 3 months. Hello.
Okay, I totally get it, but man, not when someone else is in bed with you. Unless she was consenting to be next to that.
I think, and I haven't kept up with this story, but when I read it,
she was asleep. Yeah.
So yeah,
so gross.
Jeff did something very gross. Allegedly.
Yes.
And
allegedly,
I do think it needs to be addressed, because it was a big part missing from tonight's episode, and it.
Is Liz privy to this knowledge?
I don't know, and I don't think she is.
Because I don't think she would have been so cuddly with him had she known, right?
So the cameras picked up on it,
What are
of
they
course.
saying?
Well, Joseph, our good friend Joseph,
Joseph.
saying, I don't know if they are allowed to save it, but it wasn't pretty. Save what?
Say it, maybe. Is that right?
It looked like Liz was sleeping in the. He thinks Liz was sleeping, and Candace from Big Brother 15.
Oh, Candace.
Love Candace.
Hi, Candace.
Candyland. No, she's not commenting, but they're commenting about her.
Okay.
She always told her fellow HouseGuests, just do it under the covers.
Right.
But maybe when you're alone under the covers.
Of course.
Or maybe just like warn people.
But it brings up a good point, just period, that when you go on a show where you sign off for 3 months of your life and you potentially will be in there, your whole hope is you'll be there the 3 months, right? So you win. You're a person. You have needs, right?
Oh, I have no problem with that.
If you're in your 20s and 30s, of course, you got high needs.
Do it in the bathroom.
I agree. I'll say you just have to kind of find a way to. That's creepy.
Anyway, let's get off this topic because it's not crucial. But I did want to mention that because people on the chat room were talking about it.
And that is a bombshell.
I want to. We want to hear from you guys. We want your opinions.
Now, I also want to mention this episode. What did people think about the Big Brother takeover this week with all the partying? It bored me.
Boring.
Yeah, those.
Also, Bronk. That name makes me feel very ill. Like Bronk.
Gronk,
I mean,
but yeah.
it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny towards the end when they had at the end in the middle of the night.
But I won't say Bronk either.
Oh, Bronk.
This is my promise to you. I won't say Bronk or Gronk ever again. Sorry, what were you saying?
What's going on over here? No,
just having an intimate moment.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, no, I was just sing for a second. No, I was going to say that it was kind of funny towards the end when they were at the hot tub party. They were all just sitting there so tired.
Yeah, they were so pissed off.
At first, I was trying to find out what's the goal, but it was 24 hours.
Right.
And I was like, but was that one of the better? I mean, it was not that good of a challenge, I don't think.
No.
But I will say this is a testament to how good the season is because we rather watch the gameplay and it's only week 3.
That's true.
In other seasons, they have to throw things like this in just to make an hour's worth of television, or I guess 3 hours worth.
Because there was one a while back on another season where they had to get up every time they heard a noise, they had to get up and do jumping jacks or push-ups, and they do it 24, and that was kind of like that would tire me. I mean, that was crazy. I mean, that to me, this one was just kind of like we're gonna party. I was like, it just didn't grab me at all.
And to be honest, the have-not thing doesn't do it for me anymore.
Right,
I don't care. So you're on slop?
Right,
cool.
and
they don't even talk about it.
And the thing is, if you don't come to the party, you got to be a have-not. I'm like, well.
As a viewer, okay, I don't care.
Right.
As a house guest, I would never want to be a house.
Obviously, it mattered to them because they were at all the
It mattered
parties.
in the beginning of this show, seasons 1 through like 5. It mattered then because you're like, ooh, poor things have to eat this nasty stuff, and it's in cold showers, it's in cold, and they had those theme rooms for a while, the ice room and stuff. But I mean, now it's like, oh, you'll need that plot device anymore.
And you know what? I'll say this: Big Brother has changed. Season 1, obviously, it's changed a lot since season 1, but even since season 2 and 3, it used to be more about people coexisting.
Yes,
it was more in line with like the real world.
Yes,
in that
I agree.
You take people from different backgrounds and you see how they coexist. Now you get a lot of model actors who live in LA who say, "Oh, I'm an unemployed.
I'm a cowboy."
Right, exactly. It's like, no, but you actually are living in LA and are on LA casting. But it's less about that, which to me is okay.
LA Casting is a casting website that you can go on. It's like mostly commercials, print, that kind of stuff. But you can self-submit yourself for potential jobs.
I bet there was an LA Casting announcement for those dancers who were in.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm sure
Those dancers were very good.
But I agree with you.
Love the '90s theme.
I do like '90s, of course. No, I do agree with you. I mean, it was very much more like it was like the real world. I never thought of in that term before, but you're right. It's very much like just 13 strangers coming together, live in a house, kind of that kind of thing. And now it's all about the theatrics and how can we make this challenge crazy? And now they're bringing on celebrities now to do BB Takeover.
But I like that.
Gronk, I didn't care about.
Like Gronk.
But Kathy Griffin.
Gronk never even really showed up, did he?
He did the one time. To tell him about the party stuff.
Yeah, but he was like...
It was his voice, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't his face.
That was weird.
He couldn't bring his face to it. Isn't the whole point for him to bring publicity to himself?
Gronk, what's up? What do you got, Gronk?
Then, of course, that episode, they had a come to Jesus meeting for him, too. They seem like every episode they have a come to Jesus meeting, every episode with some person on it.
You need to get it together.
Yeah, you need to get it. Totally. And Jeff got caught, and there's all this stuff, these lies, and he just sat there like a dinosaur.
Yeah, let's talk about Jeff getting caught.
Okay, I think he's got a definite dinosaur essence to his face.
Yes, his face, a little bit, yes.
If you guys agree with me, let us know on Twitter.
Let us know.
So, Jeff is in the backyard on last night's episode, Wednesday night's episode, kind of stirring the pot, saying, what was it exactly?
He was talking about that Austin and Vanessa were in cahoots.
Yes.
And so he's kind of like revealing some stuff.
Yes. And Vanessa said to Austin, "This is your opportunity. Pounce on him.
Right.
Make a big deal so I don't have to nominate Audrey as a replacement. I can nominate Jeff." So Austin, being this little, slave that he is, goes, "Okay, whatever you say," and makes a big deal out of it. Calls him out, says, "You told me you're going to turn on Shelly and Clay," and it makes a big deal.
Yeah.
And it was a genius move, I think, on Vanessa's part, because it opened the door for her to nominate Jeff without getting too much blood on her hands.
I just don't think that Jeff should have been really the target. I don't think he was that threatening.
Why do you think they put him up?
I think it was emotional.
I think it was completely emotional.
Like we said before, they're playing an emotional game.
Maybe not
this
from
season.
Vanessa's point of view, because I think she at least thinks that she's doing everything from a very strategic strategy, even if it is an emotional thing for her. But definitely for Austin, it was completely the girl thing.
Yeah,
he even said it.
Yeah.
He said, I wrote it down. He's like trying to fill the void in his heart before he can play the game.
And I get that, but I don't know why Vanessa. I mean, Austin didn't have the power. It's Vanessa's job, so I don't know how he was convinced.
Do you think that there was some conversation that happened between that?
Convinced.
Because we didn't see the transformation from her being really upset with Austin to being on his side and working together to get out Jeff.
I think this is a good question to put out there. I want to hear from
Anyone
you guys.
who watched the live feeds.
Why? I get why Austin wanted Jeff out. I mean, I kind of get it. If he's playing emotionally, fine.
Right.
But why did Vanessa listen to Austin?
I agree. Tell us, folks.
Tell us, folks.
Tell us what you think. Because I really think that James, my namesake, he's the one you should have got out.
Right, because he's the stronger competitor.
He totally is. I think and they brought it up. He's likable. He's likable, and he's a strong competitor. And I think he's gonna be like the silent killer. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it with that voice, and he's gonna make it towards the end.
I agree. I think he was a bigger threat.
Yeah. He looks innocent, actually.
Kind of, yeah. He has that voice.
And he's got a visor on all the time.
It does feel a bit like a waste of a week.
Yeah.
As a viewer, I'm kind of excited because I would rather watch James winning competitions than Jeff sort of just sitting around the house.
Well, it will be more dramatic now. They've created better television for us.
But that's not the point.
Yeah,
for
but
them.
that's not the point. I mean, it's great for us as
Thank you
viewers.
guys. For
Yeah,
paying
we
very
appreciate
Thanks,
you
BB House.
sacrificing your safety.
Yes, I mean, but yeah, because they're playing really from inside the house.
And what do you guys out there think? Would you have rather seen James or Jeff go?
That's a good question.
I'd
Yeah.
like to see if we're alone in this opinion.
Yeah, I wonder.
I mean, from an annoying standpoint, I was happy to see Jeff leave, but for the housemates, I wanted James to go.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear this?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I'm
would
ready.
love to.
Okay, Joseph says, I think Vanessa was playing matchmaker for Austin. Also, with Jeff, where they... Oh, okay. I'm going to... There's something in this I don't want to read.
Oh, okay.
So, I think Vanessa was playing matchmaker for Austin, is basically what he said.
But do you think she's that altruistic? I don't think so.
Yeah, I wonder. Like, she did it
I don't think she would do it out of the kindness of her heart. There had to have been some benefit, or at least a perceived benefit.
Like,
to
what do you
her.
see? What do you see?
This is interesting. Dark Angel Valo says because Jeff figured things out, but he has no game. But that's true. He did figure the twin twist out.
Oh, he did. That's what he did.
And he tried to use it to his
But again,
Although Liz
he really
gave him a
has-
vote, so does that really
And-
matter?
Right,
Eventually
but again, he
fixed it.
has no game. With Dark Knight, where we like, I totally agree with you. He had no game. He was not a threat. He really wasn't. I don't think. I thought he would be with him and
No,
Jessica
because
together.
ultimately he wasn't a good player. He showed
just-
his cards too much.
Well, they all do this season.
Yeah.
And no one can keep quiet.
I wrote down a quote, you guys,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
everyone gets so upset when like dramatic things happen. I'm like, this is Big Brother. It's not Bible
Right.
camp. Get
Right.
used to it.
Yes.
Have you ever watched this show?
Right.
I feel like
Right.
they've never studied the show.
Right.
Don't know what's going on.
Right.
Besides like Steve and Johnny Mac and a couple of them.
No, you're right, though. Like,
They're
Jeff
all
tonight...
shocked when these things happen.
Right.
It's crazy.
What do you expect?
Now, what did we think about the boring luxury competition?
Oh my gosh, that was so boring.
I mean, like, literally.
forgot about it because
Oh
it was so
yeah,
quick.
Meg won
You
a
pick
trip.
it was over in like 2 seconds. Just like I wrote down, pick a cup, chug a drink, a chip is in it, Meg wins.
Maybe it was just like a promotional thing that they needed
And
to
we're
put in
done.
there.
It was like it's a wrap. I mean, it was so weird. I'm like,
Maybe that chip was a sponsor or something. Ship. The ship
I mean,
of the chip.
I've been to the Bahamas. I love the Bahamas, so I mean, I know it's really nice.
It's really nice.
It is really nice.
They didn't play it up on
They
television.
didn't. So I'm like, hello, the Bahamas is great. The Atlantis is great.
Okay, let's see. Jeff was out of the door when he had a fight with Vanessa.
You
do you
mean the
mean by
fight
that?
near the bed when she freaked out at him?
Yes. Remember he was sitting on the bed.
Remember?
And
She's
she
like,
was,
don't you ever question my integrity.
Yeah, right, exactly. She was like screaming in his face, and he was sitting there. They were in the bathroom, weren't they? In that whole bed area?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Bed area.
Yeah.
She was like, and she got really upset. I'm like, why are you getting upset?
It just felt so uncalled for unless there was something we didn't see.
Yeah.
From her.
From her. I mean, Austin I get because he felt like, you're breaking bro code here. But from her, I didn't understand it at all.
I will say this. I think it was smart move of Vanessa in a way because I think she's getting out this week without too much blood on her hands.
She totally did. Yeah, she's fine.
She made herself look like she was justified in her actions.
Yeah, she's smart now. She's safe for now.
Let's talk about tonight's episode.
Yes.
Jeff is saying he's so upset because he's being backdoored. This goes back to what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't you ever watched Big Brother? This is not Bible camp. Backdooring is a very crucial part of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Stop being upset about it. And Davon was mad calling everyone cowards last week. I'm like, yeah, but you know what, Dave? Like, it's the game.
This is part of it.
Right.
You've watched this before. You know this game.
I totally agree.
Jeff tries to rally the votes.
He
Austin's
tried.
like, no, I put you on the block. Like,
Right.
I'm not going to give you the vote.
Well, he tried though. He talked to everybody.
He
talked
was
to
playing
Austin.
a good game, though, and everyone was playing it back to him.
He talked to Austin, Clay, and then Shelly. That whole scene.
Fake, like, crying
Oh my
almost.
God, with the hoodie. And
What did I write about
did you
that?
guys buy that out there in TV Land?
No.
I don't think so. What'd you write?
I wrote, Jeff, you are full of it. Shelly, don't trust him.
I wrote something similar. I was like, Jeff awkwardly fake cries.
I love that you thought that those were great theatrics. It
Right.
was like worse than a Lifetime movie, what we were viewing.
Yeah.
He didn't even have a tear stick.
He did tear stick.
Yeah. I didn't see any tear droplets.
And then right after that happened, Meg, Clay, and Jason are all talking and says, Jeff will never win the game. James very well could win the game.
Exactly.
So maybe we should get James out. So I was like, okay, Meg and at least Meg and Jason are going to vote James out.
Yes.
But then they ended up not. And they would have been the two deciding votes.
Yes, they
Right.
would have.
I think Jason still has some sort of allegiance or trust with James from the first week when they were HOHs together.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. That's, again, I think a conversation that it would have been great for the producers to show us because that was obviously a decision they made together.
But what's really funny is we noticed this also in this whole episode. The voting was a little different this time. Early on, like you see early on, the house kind of votes together. There's very little dissension about when it comes to voting.
Right.
But we had some people who actually made some strong votes. I mean, James got 4 votes.
But that's what shocks me so much is like, why didn't the people who threw those 4 votes his way like talk to the rest of the house and say, is this gonna look bad on me?
Well, Liz is aligned with all these people who voted for Jeff, so that would have looked bad for her if they knew she was voting for James.
I get that, but Johnny Mac and Steve should have talked with Meg and Jason. I
feel like Steve is completely by himself and alienated, so I don't know that he's talking to anyone.
But if that side of the house was smart, they would band together because there is a 6-person alliance, and I know it's secret, but come on, you guys!
I know.
How do they not know?
They're idiots.
They're always
up.
in the room.
Yeah. Someone was talking about this on Twitter. Either Danielle Donato or Davon. I think maybe Davon said, "How do you not know? Like they're upstairs all the time.
Nothing else going on in your
Band
life.
together. Don't be floaters.
Also,
Don't get
let's
picked
talk
off one by
about
one."
Audrey, who thinks she's part of their alliance, right?
Yeah, he does.
So how do you think that's going to play out?
She'll get blindsided.
If you guys follow either me or I think maybe some of you, either of you two, some of you folks retweeted a couple days ago. I retweeted like the Big Brother Network breakdown of the alliance.
Yeah.
The alliances in the house. It's
chart.
great.
Like you usually have charts yourself.
So at Jonny Mangs, you can follow me and see
the chart.
that chart and follow me.
I'll follow you. Oh my God, I totally.
Oh, I'm on Instagram too, so you can see. So yeah, then Jeff was trying to blackmail Liz with the twin twist.
I know.
And that was, let's talk about the love triangle. Okay, Liz is way better than both of those two guys, in my opinion.
Completely. And she knows it too. She's like, wait a minute.
She just likes flirting, though.
Yeah.
Because clearly she was the one that was in the intro of the show. Remember all the things she said? It's really starting to make sense now.
Yeah.
Like, I love attention, but I can control it.
No, she goes, and she's like, I'm a people person. I love when people
look at me.
Listen to me.
Look at me. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not what it means.
Right.
Exactly
So,
right,
but no, she's smarter than people think too. And so she's kind of like.
She's like, oh, I can play these guys. Great.
Right.
Got them both wrapped around my finger.
Because Austin thinks he's
playing her.
Playing her.
Well, and she's realizing that he is trying to control her, so she's saying, take back the night.
Queen London Brit says, I think Jason and Meg are going to catch on next week. I hope so, and I hope it's not too late because I feel like they're just going to be picked off one by
I
one.
hope so too. I really enjoy watching them.
Meg is lost, says Andy. I totally disagree with that. I
actually think she made some really smart points tonight. This was probably her best episode.
I agree.
As far
I totally agree.
as sharing her intelligence.
I'm not a fan of Meg's, but this episode she did a great job.
See, I am a fan, and I think
too.
tonight her saying, "Wait, maybe Jamie should go out." I thought that was a smart move.
Very smart.
Yeah, I disagree with that. Okay, some inappropriate comments.
Okay, we can't read those on TV.
More about sexual stuff, and I think we've talked more than enough about that tonight.
One, yes.
Yeah, but guys keep sharing that. I'm kind of fascinated.
But poor Jackie, she's like, Jeff's on the block. This doesn't really help me, and doesn't really help me. So what am I going to do? She fell apart. So we all know that Jeff was sent home.
And, okay, a little bit more on the showmance. Like, what's going on there?
Yes.
Does Austin... Like, first of all, Liz voted for Jeff to stay. Mm-hmm. So maybe Liz was feeling some feelings for
I think
Jeff.
she was. I think she, at least thought that he had something to offer.
Well, sucks for her because now Jeff's home and she's locked in the house with Austin.
Yeah.
No.
I wish she could lock her door, but she can't.
She is biding her time until Julia gets in there. So wait, we've done 3
Julia,
so far.
I thought you said Julie. I was like, Julie Chen's
Wait
going
till
to be
Julie gets in
joining
there. We have Julie.
What if Julie Chen? That was the twist this season.
J names. Back to the J names. No, wait a minute. So
I'd be down if Davon became the host of the show and Julie went into the house.
I know, that'd be great.
That would be a great twist.
So we've done 3 so far, right? So that means there's 2 more left for them to survive, right?
Exactly.
We've done 3 things. Okay.
And 2 more left until jury starts.
Well,
that fast, really? Yeah,
because
I guess so.
there's 9 people in jury, so 11.
That's right.
With the 2 nominees. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
And can we please talk about Julie throwing shade at Jackie tonight?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That was so unwarranted and very unlike Julie.
I know.
The Chen bot is becoming emotional.
Yeah, she was not happy. I said Julie's letting loose on Jackie, calling her a floater.
A floater? I'm like,
floater.
Okay, maybe, but
don't you think she's
like,
a bit of a floater,
right,
Jeff?
and like, what's she doing? She just sitting around. I was
You
like,
really want her to win?
Tell us how you really feel, Julie Chen.
Julie. She's like, she's disappointed.
No, it wasn't even do you want her. Do you really think she can win?
Right.
Please.
I know. It's like Julie
That
Chen.
girl.
Oh, Julie Chen.
Get her in the house.
I know.
She's got all the answers.
And then finally tonight we had the HOH competition, a funky little 90s themed dance party. Weird. And Liz and Shelley won. What do you guys think of the 2 new HOHs?
Well, it's not new.
I was excited for Liz because it buys her another week of safety potentially.
Her and Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Shelley again.
Well, maybe Shelley will throw the competition so that Liz can stay up there so she can stay in the game.
I think it would be smart of Shelley to do that because it's going to look bad in 4 weeks to have 2 HOH trains.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would
and she's guaranteed safety because Liz is never going to put up Shelley. They're in the Sixth Sense Alliance.
Right, exactly. But I don't think that Shelley's going to throw anything. I think she likes the power.
Yeah, you're right.
She did. She really. Her and Clay were enjoying themselves.
No, you're right.
Upstairs.
You're right. Oh gosh, if it's another week of King Shelley and Queen Shelley and King Clay, I can't deal with that.
Yeah,
I cannot.
That'd be actually a really good theater one. Queen Clay.
Oh yeah, like a tongue twister.
But yeah, no, I just think it's gonna be another. I think it's gonna be that.
All right, you guys. Well, let's make some BB17 predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV.
I wish it was Julie Chen.
Maybe we can get her to do a live drop for us.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love that.
All right, so what do you guys think is going to happen in week 4 of BB17?
I was trying to think. I think Jonny Mac will not be put up this week.
Yeah, because that's part of the agreement,
I think that's part of the agreement, so he's going to get a reprieve.
Yeah, but he made the agreement with 2 people who aren't HOHs.
Yeah, but
but they're part of the alliance.
So you think they'll fight for him?
Yeah, I think they'll keep him. At least this week.
Or at least give him a break.
So who do you guys think the 4 nominees will be?
I think it could potentially be James again.
I agree. Jason.
I don't want Jason, so I'm not going to say it. Steve, maybe. I don't know. Maybe people who aren't really targets. Maybe Jackie, because she could be a pawn if there's someone they really want to get out.
I agree, Jackie.
I would love to see Audrey at least get put up on the block in some way.
No, it's too. It's the Battle of the Block. As much as I like it and think it adds an interesting twist, you're guaranteed to half the nominees are guaranteed safety for the week.
Right.
So it's just Pawn City, USA.
I think these will be pawns. I think it's going to be pawns again. But I think we're going to have my big prediction will be someone new will be a target. It's going to emerge as a target this
I hope
week.
so.
Yeah, I think you're probably.
I agree with Lauren, though. I think it's going to be James. I think it's going to be Jackie. Maybe Steve. Hopefully not Jason, but maybe Meg. Meg's going to cry again.
I
Yes.
know. Or she'll just get really angry and pull it out.
Fight, yeah.
Yes.
And you know what? You guys are right. Audrey isn't going to get put up. Maybe she's even learned her lesson. I don't know.
I don't know.
Isn't it weird?
I mean,
I thought she was going to go.
Quiet
I thought she was
kind of done
gone.
what she said she was going to do
I
for the past
thought the
couple weeks.
homegirl was gone.
I
And
did
she's
too. She
still
was
there.
acting so crazy.
And she's
Week
in.
1, she was crazy. Week 2, she was a little less crazy. Week 3, she was under the radar.
She's under
Yeah.
the radar. Maybe she learned her lesson.
So, do you guys have any feelings on who you want to see booted this week?
I want Claire Shelley gone, but obviously Shelley's not going to go.
Maybe it's like the high school girl in me, but I like watching their romance. It makes me think like, oh, maybe someday I
God.
could be like that.
I wish Austin would go.
In the HOH
Yeah,
room?
in the HOH room, it reminds me of like when I watched OC when I was little because they're both really pretty.
That's sweet.
Yeah, but I get how they're really annoying too. I think just anyone that I don't enjoy watching, I'd like to see gone. So like, I wouldn't mind it if Jackie left or James.
James can go.
James could go.
He's harmless, but he can
James
go.
would be my favorite to go because he's best for the competitors to get him
Yeah.
out, and he's not that much fun to watch.
He'll do anything for me.
Well, here's
He's
what
a
the
nice
people
guy,
at home
though.
are
What are they
saying.
saying? What are they saying?
Liz, James, and Jason, Shelley, Steve, and Jackie. Okay, so Joseph thinks, there's a lot of names here, that Liz will nominate James and Jason. I think that could
That's
happen.
very possible.
I think, and then he thinks that Shelley will nominate Steve and Jackie. That's basically what we said,
Yeah.
minus Jason, because we wanted to cancel that
Yeah,
off the
I mean, I
airwaves.
think, guys, I think it's completely possible. I just think he's funny, so I want to keep him
Me
around.
too, but I think
that's
it's
a really good prediction.
I agree.
All right, you guys, we're going to wrap up in just a minute. Final thoughts, post on the chat right now, and I'll scream them out as we say goodbye. In the meantime, let's say goodbye and say our Twitter handles. How about that?
Ladies first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My name is Lauren Lograsso. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm loving all the tweets. You're amazing. You're so supportive and kind. Thank you so much. We love you right back. I'm at Lolo Logra on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook.com/Lauren Lograsso.
Thank you for making us number 2 on iTunes for all Big Brother shows. We're moving up in the ladder.
I know. Number
Thank you
1
so
next
much.
week.
Please, thank you for rating us. Thank you. James Lott Jr. So that's big. That's big. Black Hope LA on Twitter. And tomorrow morning you can hear me on AdrenalineRadio.com.
Thanks for watching, you guys. It was so much fun, as always, to talk about Big Brother 17. It seems like you guys want Audrey gone on this chat roll that I'm seeing right now.
We all do.
So thanks for voicing your opinions. You can hear my opinions all week via my Twitter at Jonny Mangs and see all of my selfies at Jonny Mangs on Instagram. Until next time, mwah, goodbye. Have a good week. Bye guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.